Hey everybody, Dr. Burks here. So now we've got our crucible. We heated it up for 2 minutes. We let it cool down for 7 or 8 minutes. So now it's cool to the touch. So now we're going to weigh the crucible now that we've dried it and cleaned it in our flame. So I'm just going to put it on our balance here. And you're going to record this as the mass of the crucible in your data sheet. So that's mass of crucible right here for this line. So now we've got our crucible mass. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the magnesium to it, and then we're going to reweigh it, and then you can subtract those two to determine what the mass of magnesium is. So I've got some magnesium here. This is just a magnesium ribbon. It comes as like a ribbon. So I've just kind of spiraled it up here. That way I can fit it inside this little crucible. So I'm just going to put it inside here, put the lid back on, and we're going to put this on our balance. And you're going to record this mass then as the mass of the crucible plus the magnesium. And then you can subtract those two to get how much magnesium we actually added to our crucible. So now I'm going to put it back in the wire triangle here, and I'm going to tilt our lid at first, and then we're going to start heating it up. At some point the magnesium is going to burst into flames. We should see some smoke coming out, and then I'll use the tongs and we'll close the lid, and then we'll keep heating it according to the instructions. Get our Bunsen burner under here. So now we're just heating up our magnesium until we kind of see it start to ignite and smoke coming out. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but if you look closely between the crack in the crucible there, the crack between the lid and the crucible, we should at some point see it essentially catch on fire, and we should see some smoke start coming out of our crucible. So it just takes it a bit to kind of heat it up enough to get it to actually burst on fire. While you're waiting, if you want to go ahead and go to your data sheet, you can start looking up the molar mass of magnesium and the molar mass of oxygen. Right, so where do you get those molar masses from? And you're just going to write those down here on your data sheet. And you're going to use those molar masses to convert your mass to moles, just like you've done in class. So it still hasn't burst into flame yet. So we'll just keep waiting for this to fire. I don't know any good jokes to tell at this point. Shouldn't be too much longer for the magnesium to heat up. I guess we could have lit magnesium on fire while we're waiting. You want to do that? So magnesium is actually a flammable. It's a metal, but it's still flammable. It's actually, we've got smoke coming out now. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up the lid here, and then we'll come back in a minute and check on that. I'll go ahead and light this on fire just so you can see it, since I kind of teased it in the video. But it's a pretty bright light. You don't want to look at it directly if you're in person. But it's actually used as kind of like fire starter sometimes, because it's a fairly flammable substance, as you just saw. So we'll go ahead and stop this video here. We'll come back after this has finished all of its heating that it needs to do in the instructions.